one of my brides for this year. Her name is Brittany. Brittany is a hairdresser, hairstylist, excuse me, in New Jersey. She is going to tell you guys all this great insight for prepping for your wedding day with your hairstyles. So welcome, Brittany. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Not too bad, living the COVID life, but that's
Oh my
okay.
God,
Uh,
terrible.
yeah, we kind of live and we learn, but it's okay. So tell everyone who you are, where you're from, your company, how you started. Give everyone a little bit of insight of what you guys do.
All right, all right. Well, first off, I want to thank you, Tom, because what you were doing is so great. I think this is going to help newly engaged couples so much because we all know the struggle of planning a wedding. It is so hectic and crazy, and people do not know what to do. So what you were doing is going to help us so much, me, an upcoming bride as well. So my name is Brittany Eleanor, and I am the owner and founder of Black Dahlia Hair Company. We are located in Manchester, New Jersey, but we travel basically all over the tri-state area. If you need your hair done, we will come to you.
Awesome. So, okay. So first question I have for you, bride's doing her research for her hairdresser. What is the must look for when it comes to picking your hairstylist for your wedding?
Okay. Number one, number two, number three. Reviews, reviews, reviews. I cannot stress this enough. Listen, anybody can make their Instagram, their Facebook, their website look beautiful, okay? I always tell people what you are looking at on my Instagram or that person's Instagram, whatever, it is what I am allowing you to look at, okay? You need to dig, you need to find reviews. Now listen, not every stylist is located or published in The Knot or the Wedding Wire, okay? So you need to get on the stylist social media platforms, their Instagram, their Facebook, okay? Google, their websites, everything, and you will find real people that they did, and you need to search, you need to dig in there, okay? You need to find out from real people, real clients, okay? Number one thing when looking, that's number one, number two, and number three.
I think that's super important that you bring that up. And this kind of goes across the board. Anyone's been watching the interviews with all the different people I've been talking with. It's kind of the same consensus here, everybody. Do your research. And it's super, super important to establish that personal connection with those people on your wedding day, especially for people that are helping you glam up and get ready to see your future spouse coming down the aisle or at the first look. I think that's a thing that some people kind of don't think to do is the research on how advanced are these people, how much do they do this for full time, are they in the industry, or they just do this as a side job? Because sometimes you get lucky where they'll do it as a side job and they're absolutely fantastic, or you get ones that's just what they do for their living and they still do a fantastic job. So key thing is to do your research, and we can't stress that enough. So
what I said is that some of them will not be on The Knot or not be on the Wedding Wire because they do this on the side.
Right.
So that's why, you're going to have to do your research to find where their reviews are, okay? Not everyone's reviews are in the same spot, okay? You just got to dig around and find them.
Right. And especially, I think Google's a really good one to kind of research. If a hairdresser or any sort of vendor has a lot of reviews on Google, that's a usually good place to start. The Knot Wedding Wire are fantastic companies to research on, but like you said, they're not all on there. So it's definitely best to research on Google, really dig in and try to find the person that you mesh with the best. And we'll talk more about how you guys can accomplish that later on. So what are 3 benefits to hiring, say, a private hairdresser like yourself versus going to a salon where there's, multiple ladies that are there to do the hair?
Okay, so personally, I feel this is a preference thing, okay? So since I am a bride, I am getting married in October, and I hired a personal stylist, okay? She is coming to me, and the benefits of it, all day long you are going to be so anxious, okay? And you don't want to wake up in the morning and, you got to pack yourself up to get to the salon. And then you got to make sure you get everything from the salon and go to the hotel. And then you got to pack everything from the hotel. And then you got to go to the venue. Having everything in one spot is just so much less stress, okay? you know, it's all done right then and there. Okay. That's it. So another thing also is, uh, you know, you're all in the one spot. There's always going to be last minute things that you forget to do. Okay. Boom, you're in the spot. You can get it done right then and there. Okay. You don't have to sit, you don't have to be in a different location than the rest of your stuff.
Right.
And oh my God, I have to go there and I have to, I don't know, get that boutonniere for grandpa that I forgot to put together, or whatever the case may be. You're there and you have the time to do those little last minute things that you can and cannot do.
Right.
And
That's 100%. You're 100% correct. I think that having your vendors come to your prep location in the morning is super time beneficial, because not only does it minimize your timeline for your rest of your day, especially with your photographer, but it also, it allows you to kind of do other things like get a last minute thing ready, or, you know, you're there and everything's either at the venue where you're getting ready if they have a beautiful bridal suite, or at the hotel, or at mom's house or grandma's house.
wherever it is. Yeah.
So allowing yourself that extra time that you would travel to and from the salon, or having to get up and start getting ready at 7 a.m. because they have to open up for business at 10 a.m. just so that you can, you know, not have to run into their daily customers is huge, especially when you know, can start at 10 o'clock versus starting at 7. That extra 3 hours is a huge time game.
Huge. You want that extra sleep. You don't want bags under your eyes.
Oh, we don't want bags, because then bags turn into upset brides, and we don't like upset brides. We want happy brides. Happy brides.
And so the last one, and the most important to me, is it's just a much more personal experience. Okay. When I leave my wedding party, myself and whoever the makeup artist is, we're friends. We're friends by the end of it. Okay. I always tell people that the stylist and the makeup artist, we're the pregame. We get the day going. We get the day started, and we get the ball rolling. Okay. It get mimosas, dancing, singing. We get it started. Okay. Seriously, it's true. We're the pregame. We're the pregame for the rest of the day. We get the day going.
Right. So it starts with you, and then we come in and we're like, okay, let's get moving, and then your day just flies. So once the photographers get there, get all your nerves out, get all your stress out in the morning with your hairdresser and your makeup artist, and just let loose, have some fun, because as soon as your photographer arrives, it's just like, you know, before you know it, you're at your like, oh my God, where'd the rest of the day go?
Yes. See, we get them relaxed for you guys.
Right.
It's all fun.
So if a bride is on a budget, what do you recommend she do to keep the cost of the hair styling down? What are some tips you can give that would pretty much keep the cost on the lower side for a bride that's looking to save some money in that aspect?
Okay, so this is a little bit tough of a question. Okay, you don't want to cheap out on your hair and makeup on your wedding day. Okay, hopefully you're only doing this day once. Okay. And number one, you deserve it. So don't ever think that you don't deserve it. Okay. Number two, these pictures and these videos are going to last a lifetime. They will last long after you are gone. Okay. And listen, I understand people are on a budget. I'm on a budget. I get it. But hair and makeup is just something you really don't want to cut out too much. So I think that you should do your research on these stylists. Okay. Now listen, you could have somebody who has, you know, great reviews. They do great hair. Everything's great, but they want your left kidney to do it. Okay. And then you have, you know, stylist B, same thing, great reviews, great this, great that, but they're charging, you know, $150. Okay. You have to do your research. Okay. You can get a great stylist for a budgeted price. Okay. So what I tell, you know, my advice would be find 3 stylists. Okay. That you love their work. You love everything about them, and interview them. Okay. Reach out to them, interview them. What are your prices? Okay. And right there, you can probably choose one of those 3 that are within budget. Okay. Without compromising, you know, your look. You don't want to compromise what you're looking like on your big day.
Exactly. And that's really a good point that you bring up too, is the interviewing, right? So, you know, think about it this way. you're interviewing all of your vendors, even though your vendors are kind of interviewing you in a way also, right? So, just like the research you put into booking your photographer and your venue that you mesh with and your DJ or your band and, your florist, your hair and makeup artist goes the same way, especially for somebody who's going to kind of predict how, is going to actually, not even predict, they're the people responsible for making you look beautiful on your wedding day.
Exactly.
And I think that, if you're gonna hire somebody that's gonna do a so-so job just because you're saving a buck, you're not gonna like that result in the end. Now there are the trials and there are all these opportunities you have the chance to meet with them, and that's the advantage that the hair and makeup artists have over everybody else is the trials. For us photographers, the engagement session could be kind of like a trial also, but sometimes couples don't think to do that. But like engagement photographer, okay, we got to book them for the wedding, but that's not always the case. So it's a good point to kind of find out if you are able to afford that person, and if you can, how well do you mesh with them? I think that's
exactly. And you know what, in your gut, I always push trials. You should always have trials, because you know when you click with somebody, okay?
Yes.
Right. And then.
So question for you then, what would you consider to be, if a bride's asking, a budget price versus a normal price in a way? Like what would be like on a spectrum from say low to high? What's like an average low for a hairdresser that does this full time to an average high for someone who does it?
So an average low for a bride is about 120, and that's low, okay? That's much lower on the spectrum, but you can find them, okay? You just have to do a lot of research, okay? Again, look at reviews because people can doctor up their pictures a lot, okay? Lower spectrum for bridesmaids, I have seen 65. Again, that's very low on the spectrum. Again, you really have to do your research because a lot of the times people charging that low are fresh out and just learning. And you don't really want to be one of those people, but do your research. Guess what? Sometimes when people get out of school, they're amazing. They're amazing, So just do your research. Now, if you're looking at the higher, I would say the average price of a hairstylist for a bride. And you're also talking locations. Location is everything, okay? I'm in Central. I'm in Ocean County, so I'm talking Central-ish New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Is between $150 to $250 for a bride, okay? Now, you also have to factor in extensions. Extensions, that's more work, that's more time, so it will jack up the price, okay? For bridesmaids between 75 to 120. Again, with the extensions, it all depends,
Right. No, that's so true that you bring that up too, because I think that's something that people need to remember, and that's really important is, you're gonna get what you pay for, right? That's step number one. Number two is there is the bride fee that's always more expensive, and then there's the bridesmaid fee. But the third most important aspect of that price is the people that you're hiring to do all of these jobs, especially on the hair and makeup side. You are purchasing items for these brides to wear and to use on the wedding day. So that factors into the price. Someone who's more experienced is going to know better quality product. Thus, it's going to cost more for you to get your hair and makeup done, especially your hair.
Super, super important.
Right.
Super important.
And I think that's something that people do forget, is that it's not only you're paying for their service, but you're paying for the products that they're using. And in the cases where if you're allergic to some sort of product, now this hairstylist or this makeup artist to go and find a product that works for your skin that you get a reaction to, and then that may cost more money. So would you say average budgeting about $300, $400 for bridesmaids on the smaller side, with the bridal party up to $1,000 maybe for the full bridal party on
the full bridal party?
It's a good number.
About that. I'm not a numbers person. I'm a hairstylist, so but yes, about that, yes.
That's good. So so I would say right. So then I would say about 1,000 would probably be a good number to kind of budget. If you can afford a little bit more, by all means go for it. But awesome, that's good to know.
Yes.
So What are some of the best hairstyles that you would recommend for a bride on her wedding day? You know, what are some things that you have done for a bride that work really, really well, depending on their hairstyle, that holds up nice for a wedding day?
Okay, so listen, again, trials are very necessary, okay? Um, and again, it's your wedding, and if you want a hairstyle, you know what I mean? Choose a hairstyle that is going to make you feel and look beautiful, okay? Now, also be open to recommendations and some tweaks and changes because not every hair, this picture you're showing me may have, shit ton of extensions in and your hair is like super thin. So if you want something like that, that's great, but be prepared that we gotta order some extensions. We gotta get you some weave in there, okay? So what's really hard going in is for bridesmaids because you don't know what you're getting into with bridesmaids, okay? At least with the bride, you have a trial. So with the bridesmaids, I always tell them 2 pictures. I want 2 pictures, okay? Now, if you have super, super thick hair, it's nice if we put it up, but it also holds a curl nice, okay? I always say, no design is perfect, okay? No hairstyle is perfect, okay? It is what is going to make you feel beautiful, what is going to make you feel confident, and let's make that happen. Be open to some suggestions and some tweaks, but in reality, I want you to feel beautiful.